Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. This is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. Just a third little video here. I took that one piece of a reflective mirror that I got 3 of those for 12 bucks or so on eBay. I made a business card. Well, I just ballpark for business card size. You can make playing card. It just happened to work out that way. Those were 3 inch by 2 inch. Not quite the dimensions of a business card. And then I left one big piece whole, although I've got it scored. I thought, I'm not going to go ahead and cut it. I can make 2 3 index card size ones out of that. Carry them in a pocket. But I found the little buddy, the girlfriend here. Maybe that's another guy. I don't know. These days, you never know. Those movie stars that are hot smoking women are now turning out to be a lot of them guys. Not going to go into that. But a lot of transgenderism going on. All right, so we'll assume this is a guy and a girl. I don't know. Nah, it's 2 guys. All right, so they're just good friends. That's all. Okay, so forget the romance part. Anyway, George says to Ralph there, "Hey, look at that! Isn't that beautiful? The sunset and it's touching my toes. And just think, if we lived on a globe, that would be impossible. We would be standing here in pretty much just pitch freaking darkness. Because I understand physics 101, and I understand geometry, and I understand really simple mathematics, not mythematics. Mythematics says that you can stand there on the seashore with your toes touching the sunlight. That's mythematics. Their myth is that there's a 666 curvature to the Earth, and the Earth goes around the sun at 66,666 miles an hour, and the Earth is tilted at 66.6 degrees. That's mythematics. It has nothing to do with reality. Tesla proved it. Tesla proved that Einstein was well, he knew what Einstein was. He said that they construct mathematical theorems until they concoct a virtual reality. He didn't really use those words, but you know, they construct something which has nothing whatsoever to do with reality. Okay, so you see those push pins there? This is how easy this is going to be for you. And even these little, as small as these are, you can curve them. Okay, so 2 push pins would hold that in place. All right, so I'm going to pause this. Voila, a globe, a simulated globe with curvature. Now, doesn't it just seem brain dead? Obviously, how in the hell did we ever not realize this before? Stupid. That no light coming from this direction is going to touch those 2 little critters. Those 2, whoever they are, from any angle past the center of that rise. And as I said in the other video, you are talking 1,000 miles of curvature dropping over the scenario, over the horizon there. You think that sounds weird, but go figure it, okay? It's real simple to understand. Let's look at it like this, okay? There's the curve of the Earth. How high, where is it here? Okay, let's say that's the North Pole. Come down to, I should have had a ball here. I didn't plan on getting into this. But this is, you know, just grab anything, you know, make it work. Okay. Salt grinder. Boom. North Pole. Okay. North Pole, right? Equator, right? On the side. How far is that from North Pole to the equator? Around 1/4 of ballpark, let's say 24,000 to make it easy. 24,000 and change, 25,000 miles roughly, but let's say 24,000 miles. Okay, There we go. 24,000 miles around, right? 1/4 of 24 is what? 6. So you've traveled 6,000 miles to get from the equator to the North Pole or vice versa, okay? So what is the distance of drop, the curvature of drop? What's the diameter of the Earth? 7,000 and change, ballpark, you know, about half of the 1/3 of the circumference, you know, pi, a little bit less than 1 pi times diameter, 1/3, okay? So 3 into 24,000, 8,000, ballpark 8,000 miles. What's the radius? 4,000 miles. So from the time you drop from the North Pole to the equator, a distance of about 6,000 miles, you have dropped 4,000 miles in curvature. So, you know, that's the point, is from Hawaii, let's say that these are little friends, or let's say it was a guy and a girl, romantic couple, is standing in the water there in Hawaii, looking at the setting sun, and the sunlight is literally touching their toes in the water. And it is a beautiful drop dead knockout, gorgeous sight. So the sunlight is across 3,000, 4,000 miles of water, level, horizontal horizon. From the horizon to their feet, it is flat. Water seeks its own level. Okay? So, not going to belabor that one anymore. So, on a sphere, let's say it was 3,000 miles, 1,500 miles to this point, 1,500 miles of no light. As the sun's setting, the light would be cutting over, way over their heads. They would be in darkness. They probably couldn't even see their toes. So, and for people that say, one of the most common and most ill thought out oppositions to the, you know, flat Earth is, they say, well, if the sun's over here, the whole thing would be daylight. If the sun's going around a flat plane, well, it's a spotlight. It's not a gigantic ball in the sky. You got to understand that. There's a video of a cruise, and I think it's up in Alaska. They point the camera over here, and the sun's coming up, or it's setting, and it's broad daylight. I mean, it's broad daylight. You can see the sun in the sky, and they pan around over here, and the moon's up, and it's pitch darkness. So that's from one point with one camera, uninterrupted view, panning around just 180 degrees, pitch dark, dead of night, broad daylight, sunlight, sun in the sky. So that's an easy one to refute. Okay, all of them are. I mean, they just look at the sunset. The sun doesn't change in size. Yeah, it does. It goes from being, you know, a large, you know, directly overhead, that big, and as it's setting, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and then it curves out of sight. Okay, that's what you do see. Everything that is objections to the truth is just based on assumptions, just complete assumptions. That's what we've been told, that's what we believe, that's the truth, and I'm not going to change from the truth. Even though it's a lie, I don't care. I'm going to still believe a lie. So that's basically it. So on a ball, no light would come past that point. There would be nothing touching their feet. And I was going to say something else. Yeah, I mean, the curvature, you know, I'm saying, let's say ballpark 3,000 miles. It sounds like a lot. It sounds like a lot of drop just across the United States. You know, yeah, it sounds insane. You know why it sounds insane? It is insane. You know, it is absolutely insane. Think about it. The tallest mountain in the world, Mount Everest, right at 29,000 feet, is you know, 29,000 divided by 5,280, you know, ballpark 6 miles. You know, an airplane flies at 35, you know, not much higher than that, 6 miles high, and yet the Earth is supposed to curve a lot more than that. Thanks. Bye-bye.